everyone, it's your friend Think Noodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 137 for Monday, January 19th, 2015. Got it right 2 weeks in a row, so I think that means I've got the trend right, so I'm going to keep saying 2015 for good until 2016, in which I'll do 2016 the first time and then I'll mess it up again. So anyway, guys, last week I asked you guys if you could go back in time, what would be one event that you would change and why? And well, some people decided to show off their knowledge about I guess it's we'll read it, but I think it's like the time-space paradox or something like that. So anyway, the awesome guy 2001 said if he could go back in time and change one thing, he would change nothing, because it would sooner or later create a series of events that could destroy the space-time continuum. Yeah. Further, even the tiniest thing like stepping on a beetle or breathing a millisecond later could cause a series of events of atoms being different, which could cause a tornado somewhere, which would basically create the butterfly effect, and yeah, it'd be really bad. And then ZQMO would take it a step further and go back to his birth, destroy himself, and create a time-space paradox of doom. Because if he's not born, he couldn't kill himself, but that would mean he was born. But if he was, he would kill himself, but he was killed and not born, so blah, 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 blah. Now, Sarah Jane said if she could go back in time and remove one thing from history, she wouldn't change anything because history shaped us who we are today, but instead would observe and be amazed that she actually went back in time. Missy Sharp would go back in time to when the dinosaurs were alive and not make the volcano explode, because that's how they died, I think, or a meteor, maybe. And have lots of carnivores to kill us in the future and present, and see if there was a Loch Ness monster and then write it. Well, that sounds pleasant. Momo Llama said they would go back to December 15th, 2011 and tell me to make my channel Think Noodles instead of Insiders Network. I always go on the wrong channel. It makes me want to throw my noodles across the room. That would have been very, very helpful if you could have done that for me. Randomized Gaming with Cameron and Spyro says, if I could change one thing, he would save his dog being hit by a car because he was my dog and he will never be forgotten. Oh, I'm so sorry. And you know, when I was in college, my dog Ginger, she got hit by a car. I saw her get hit by the car and killed her instantly. And I know how that can feel, and I just want to say I can sympathize with you, and I'm so sorry, and I wish you could go back and change that. Zoe Gappa would go back to April 4th, 1968 to stop the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. so he could see that his dream will come true, and then go back to March 31st, 1995 to stop the assassination of Selena, because she was a great singer and many of her friends love her so much and they sing her Spanish songs, and I have no idea what they say, but her and Martin were too young to die. Cake Crafted said, if I could travel back in time, I would make Minecraft before Notch and get all the money, or maybe just add waffles to the game. He likes waffles. Nice. Gage Million said if they could go back in time, they would stop their parents from divorcing, and I'm so sorry, and that must be really, really hard. My parents are still together and everything, so I can't imagine what that would be like growing up. Now, a bunch of people said they would go back and kill Hitler. Now, I didn't include those because those are like, they're a bit violent. It's like, I'm gonna go back and kill someone, not stop someone from being killed. You know, stopping an assassination is okay, but you know, saying I want to go back and kill someone. But I know what you guys meant by that, and what it was stopping the Holocaust and possibly or probably World War II by eliminating Hitler in some form or another. But yeah, I get what they were saying. And then the most popular answer was they would stop 9/11 from happening. And I'll put mine in here. Usually I wait till the end to tell you guys mine, but since this was the most popular answer and also my answer as well, I would, if I could go back and change anything, because it's affected me so more personally than I had ever thought. Once I went to the 9/11 museum recently, I didn't realize how deeply it had affected me in my life, and that's what I would change too. Now, on to some more funny ones. Conrad Cooper said he would go back to when he was 9 so he could stop himself from watching videos that made him feel scared of elevators and fans. Please don't ask. I kind of want to ask. I don't even know what kind of video that would make you scared of those things. Daniel Bellerby said he would go back in time to when school was made and stop the guy from making it. Why? Because it miss boring. Not sure the spelling is right. I think that was sort of a joke, but yeah, because everything else was spelled perfectly correctly. But yeah, school can be boring from time to time. And then quite a few people said that they would go back and change the mistakes on their recent test. Okay. Jules16 Jess said if they could go back in time, they would talk to the guy who invented standardized testing. You know, the one you have to study for but aren't actually part of the school curriculum. Those. And try to convince him or her that they are pointless. Yeah, standardized tests are sometimes really, really awful. Sonic Halfling Zero says, change something. I would somehow travel to the future to get a not agey thingy and make me into a monkey so I can itch so hard that I could dance. Wait, wrong subject. Possibly. But what subject is that? I don't even know. The next couple of people think the cupcakes are, I guess, the most important thing. And so Stephanie says that she would go back to the 1800s and create cupcakes earlier so her ancestors can love cupcakes as much as she does right now, unless they already invented cupcakes back then. And then Zendaya Remix Lyrics would travel back in time to when cupcakes were invented and eat the first one. Adrian Ambrose said if they could travel back to any point in their life, they would go back to when they were 7 to stop them from getting their face smashed into their birthday cake. Who did that to you? That's amazing. Minecraft Wiz 6845 says if they could go back in time, they would fix the time they accidentally called their teacher mom. It was really embarrassing. Oh man, that must have been the worst. I can imagine how you felt. Like, I know you're probably just sitting there and you asked the teacher something and said mom, and as soon as you said it, you probably were just like, and you can't take that back. All right, guys, for next week's question, it comes to us from Catastical with X's around it. And it's, if you could have a robotic upgrade to your body, what would it be and why? Doesn't have to be like laser eyes or a robotic leg. It could be anything. It could even be a Nekomimi, a headband with robotic cat ears that move corresponding to your emotions. So there you go, guys. Now, before we get to the questions for me, don't forget to leave a question for me in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions. And the first one comes to us from Kelly Kawaii, and it says, since your channel's growing super fast, are you going to have a celebration video for every 100,000, or would you like to just wait until 1 million? Well, 600,000 is coming this week. Probably, let's see, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure which. And I was thinking about it. Actually, I didn't really think about it. It didn't even occur to me that I wouldn't. But I think when I was approaching 500,000, I was thinking, oh, you know, when I hit 500,000, then I'll do 750, and then I'll do 1 million. But I'm already expecting to do 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. So yeah, I'm gonna do it every 100,000. Once I hit 1 million though, I'll probably go like either maybe like 1.25 million or 1.5 million for the next celebration. I'm not gonna wait all the way to 2 million. So planning ahead. See, I've got optimism. 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Okay, all right, enough. Pal D says, hey, Think, a little bird told me you were sick, but you realize the flu shot doesn't always work. Think, unfortunately, they predict what the germ is going to look like and they create a vaccine for it. That doesn't mean the germ they predicted will be the same. You see, I haven't taken the flu shot since I was a baby. Ask your wife, she probably knows. Yes, that's true. I think it's due to needing to manufacture it in large quantities. They sort of predict what flu is going to be, or what flu viruses are going to be the most common during the flu season, and then they produce the vaccine with that prediction, and sometimes it mutates, and that actually happened this year. And although I did say in my video that I was sick, that I didn't have a fever, turns out I don't really know how to use a digital thermometer very well. My wife came home and showed me how to use it, and when I tried it, I got 98.6. When I did it the way she told me to, I got 101.6. So yeah, I did have a fever, and I'm pretty sure it was the flu, but I'm feeling better now. The Redstoner said, Think your channel is becoming more about showing off comments, not including Ask Think, like Think Slab and the Golden Noodle Award. It makes your channel turn into a contest, people only subscribing and hope to get it in a video. Are you trying to discard old noodles in replacement for the Golden Noodle Award, and even naming a minion? No, I mean, it's just a way to interact with you guys and include you in my videos. A lot of times, you know, I make these videos and I feel like they're one-sided. It's all me and there's no contributions from you guys or recognition to you guys for giving me ideas, for just doing really cool stuff, for just being big fans. And that's what I wanted to give back to you, and that's why I do it. Now, granted, Things Lab comment sections are kind of pretty much all about getting their minion in a video, but I always say to add ideas, because I do read through them for ideas, and I do take screenshots of all of the comments that I think have good ideas for Think Slab. So it does help me come up with ideas, and I do give credit at the end of some Think Slabs if the ideas came from you guys. So it's just encouraging participation and engaging back and forth with you guys, and I hope you understand. Wonderbolt Girl says, by the time the next Ask Think comes out, she'll be in New York. Any ideas of fun things to do or things to eat that are vegan friendly without meat or dairy? There's tons of fun things to do in New York. I mean, you can go to Times Square. I wouldn't recommend, I mean, Statue of Liberty, if you're only coming once, definitely go, but it's kind of cold this time of year to be that close to the water. And you know, on the ferry, it's cold. I wouldn't recommend that this time of year. What else? I mean, you can go shopping. There's Fifth Avenue. There's Central Park. There's just so. I think they still have the skating rink at Bryant Park, and it's free. You can go ice skating for free. Although the line's kind of long on the weekend, but yeah, there's a lot of fun things to do. And as far as vegan friendly, I don't know a lot of vegan friendly restaurants, but there is one called Zen Palette, and it's pretty famous here in New York and supposed to be very good. Cat-tastical asks, do you like cats but just can't be around them because of your asthma, or do you despise them? No, you know, I really wish I wasn't allergic to cats. I see all the time, you know, I'll be at someone's house and their cat will come and just, you know, sort of like rub up against my leg, you know, and I want to pet it so bad because I know how soft they are and they're sweet, and I never can, and I really, really wish I could. Isaiah Rise says, Think, have you ever gotten hate in the comments? And if you did, how did you feel? P.S. If you pronounce my last name wrong, it's okay because it's Spanish. Well, actually, yeah, I do all the time. And there was one, and I'm laughing about it because, well, that's what I do. But on my video where I told you guys I was sick, remember I said, oh, you know, guys, I'm sick. I'm just not gonna be at Things Lab today. There was a comment, and it was held for marked for spam or something, and I saw it in the comment thing, and it said something like, "Good, you deserve it. I hope you die." And I was like, oh my goodness, like what is wrong with people? Like I hope you die. Like, wow. So, but you look at those and you get those comments that are so out there and so mean that you're like, oh, this guy does this to everybody, doesn't he? So yeah, you kind of laugh it off. Mr. Sandman98 says, were you there on the No Pants subway ride? And if yes, what color were your underwear? Says the guy who was wearing underwear in a Things Lab video. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Because he had a 1.8 skin and it's a whole thing. But anyway, no, not this year. And I mean, I've been walking around the city during the No Pants subway ride. I've never done it. I've wanted to. My wife won't let me. But I've wanted to, and I'm going to one year when she's working. I'm gonna do it. But if you guys don't know what it is, basically in New York, there is no law that says you have to wear pants on the subway. It's not required. It's a strange thing, but that's the way it is. So every year in January, when it's really, really cold out, they have an annual day that you know, it's sort of like a crowd-sourced thing. It's not an official New York thing or anything like that. It's just a bunch of people that says, oh, let's do this, it'll be fun. And it gets bigger every year where people will, I think during the evening commute, they'll not wear pants, and people will wear funny underwear, or, you know, just, they'll wear all kinds of funny stuff. You'll have a coat on and, like, you know, boots and socks and, you know, a hat and scarf because it's freezing cold, but they'll be sitting on the subway and ride it. I think they usually use the Broadway line, and they'll ride the subway from like Union Square to Times Square or something like that, and everybody gets together and has fun. And it's really, really funny because when they get off the train, they're freezing cold, but they're still having so much fun that they hang out. And it's just funny to see these people just walk around with no pants on in the middle of winter. It's hilarious. But they do have, you know, boxer shorts on or underwear or whatever. They're not completely naked on bottom. That's not allowed. Play LMAO says, hey Think, I've seen so many fake Think accounts. I see @Think_nudes, @ThinkNoodles, or something like, etc., etc. You should get verified. Ever have considered it? I'd love to. However, the thing is, on YouTube, getting verified, you could request it. However, on Twitter, you can't. On Twitter, I think they just decide whenever they feel like it that you deserve to be verified for whatever reason. And there are people like Stampy and Diamond Minecart. I don't even think they're verified on Twitter. Crystal Pretty Wings says, Think, please help if you can. I grind my teeth at night and I never notice, but my parents are in the room, they do. The next day my teeth are really sore and I can barely eat. How do I stop? No idea. And we used to have a friend in college that would grind her teeth. And you could hear it like it's a weird sound too. Like it doesn't sound like teeth grinding against you. I don't even know what it was. I didn't know what it was until she told us, like, oh yeah, no, that's me grinding my teeth. I'm like, oh my goodness, that sounds so weird. But I know that they have mouth guards for that, so that if you can't stop doing it, at least it doesn't ruin your teeth. I found Diamonds asked, did Kobe ever get that squirrel? No. She's been doing that for years now and never caught one. Black and Blue Bro says, Think, why do you only take Twitter requests? Why not YouTube requests? There are thousands of people wanting to join a world, but they don't get in because they don't have Twitter. Well, first of all, when you're thinking join a world, I think you're talking about Things Lab, and technically not a single one of those people are actually in the video or in the world. Those are all NPC characters, and they're running around randomly. Not a single one is actually controlled by another person. They're just, it just has their skins. Now, The reason I ask on Twitter and not on YouTube is because I need instant feedback. When I'm asking for those, I'm actually inputting them right into the game as you guys send them to me on Twitter. And on YouTube, it would take a lot of time. I'd have to make a video about it and all that stuff. And it just wouldn't work as well as Twitter. Sarah Carson says, when you have the video in the background, what series is it from when you do Ask Think? It depends. I mean, I've done Clash of Clans. I used to do Club Penguin sometimes. I've done, I think last week was Crazy Craft. Today it's my my survival video. Could be anything. Jaden Greenfield asks, have you ever seen a gang in New York? No. You know, it's funny because a lot of people think, oh my goodness, New York City, it's so dangerous. But that's just TV and movies. It's not really like that at all. Christopher Tran asks, when are you going to release the third tip for YouTubers? Oh, you know, let me get some of the people from Disney on email and find out when that video is, or that clip is going to air, or if it has already aired. Once it's aired on TV, I'm allowed to release it. Michelle Perez says, how do you get the time and patience to go through every single comment and Ask Think or Thinks Lab? Well, first of all, YouTube helps me out with that because they delete your comments or whatever, or make them disappear. So I can't get through every single comment, which is totally annoying. But I mean, I guess I budget for it and it's something that I expect to do every week. So I'm used to it by now. Waterfairy66 says, think fast, think. That's funny. Zombies are invading. What weapon would you have, guns or melee weapons? I saw this on Mythbusters, and the answer is melee weapons, because the problem with the guns is that you have to reload them, or they can jam, or things like that. But if you have, like, I think they used an axe, and that was like really good just to keep hitting them on the head with an axe. Because you can just swing and pull back and swing and pull back and just keep hitting zombies and zombies and zombies. And you guys get the point. TNT Man 72 says, on Clash of Clans, when I search for golden noodlers, it shows a bunch of fake clans by the same name. How can I find the real one? Yeah, there are a lot of copycats. So many. But someone told me on Twitter that if you put this in the search, and it's my clan tag, so you gotta put, I think you have to put the hashtag in front, or the pound sign, if you use those old types of telephones, that's the pound sign. But anyway, hashtag and then the clan tag that's on screen right now, it should come up to my exact clan. Platypus says, think in Clash of Clans, how do you redesign your base? Whenever I try, it's a complete mess. I use the layout editor thing, and then what I usually do is, so when I increase my town hall level, I look at what it's given me. So in the last one, from 5 to 6, there were new walls and there was a bunch of other stuff, and I was starting to trophy push instead of farming, and I was like, okay, I need to pull my town hall in. And I started going, okay, like I need to move this, I need to move that, and I was like, no. So I did edit layout and I cleared the whole layout and then started from scratch. It's the only way to do it. All About Penguins asks, why do you always type in caps in Think Thursday? Well, it's because it makes it easier to see, I think. I feel like, I don't know. It's not because I'm yelling at you guys. It's just I want people to I want it to catch their eye quicker. So I feel like if it's in caps, you guys will see it better. Felix Newhoff asks, think how long do you play Minecraft in one day? Really depends on the day. You'd be surprised, some days I don't play at all because I'll have played maybe for 6 hours the day before and I have to spend the next day editing all those videos. But yeah, you know, it really does depend on, you know, on what I need to get done in Minecraft, what I plan to do, and how much video editing I have to do. Tamika Deliska says, Dear Think, have you ever considered making a map or putting your survival world for download? My survival world is for download in the description of every Noodle Planet episode. It's not recently updated, but it will be soon updated to current. Kirado asks, Think, could you do a Redstone tutorial series? I could, but I'm not very good at Redstone. And there are a lot of other YouTubers out there that can do it so much better than I can. Tom Blundell says, Think, how do you play Minecraft PE with a controller? I've been watching your Minecraft world in a jar and I really want to play with a controller. Now I really want to know, I've been looking on YouTube as well, but you need Xbox controllers and PS3 controllers, so yeah. Well, so it's because of the device I'm using to play Minecraft PE. I'm using an Amazon Fire TV, which is a small little box, kind of like an Apple TV, but it has Android on it, and there's no touchscreen. So the only way to use it is with a controller. Toby Mac fan asks, can you do the outro in a really depressed voice? I think I've done this before, but it's been a while, so let me try. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Of course, Noodle on. That work? That's tough. I had to really think about that hard. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Also, don't forget to pick up those chopsticks and poke that like button as hard as you can. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, Noodle on!